The year is 2035. China's once glittering skyscrapers are half empty. The ghost cities that symbolized invincible growth are rotting. The Chinese dream is over. The China miracle was the greatest magic trick of recent years, and now there is no rabbit left in the hat. We are witnessing the world's second-largest economy slowly and painfully returning to its former days of poverty. Hard to believe? Let me prove with the numbers why China's future increasingly resembles its own dark past. Put emotions aside and look only at the math. In China, there are currently enough empty apartments to house 3 billion people, more than twice the population. The $50 trillion real estate sector is collapsing. Giants like and have defaulted under hundreds of billions of dollars in debt. Around 70% of Chinese household wealth is buried in concrete, and that value is eroding. Foreign investment fell by 80% in 2023 alone. Manufacturing giants, such as and are shifting production to and the factory of the world, is closing its doors. So who struck down this dragon? Not Western sanctions, but himself. He sacrificed the economy to an obsession with total control. Innovation giants like were sidelined with a single word. The state now has to inject $40 into the economy to generate $100 of growth. This is not an economy, it is a massive pyramid scheme. But the real disaster is unfolding not in factories, but in bedrooms. Demographic collapse. The bill for the B has come due. Today in China, one young adult is expected to support 4 grandparents and 2 parents, the infamous 4-2-1 syndrome. Youth unemployment has risen so high, hovering around 30%, that the government has stopped publishing the data. Young people are not marrying, not buying homes, and are quietly boycotting the system through the Tang Ping, lie flat philosophy. China will not grow poorer alone, it will shake the world with it. A slowdown in China's export machine means a fundamental rewriting of global supply chains. This situation opens a historic window of opportunity for countries with strong manufacturing infrastructure and a strategic geographic position. Companies may shift production outside Asia toward Eastern Europe and Turkey under the China Plus One strategy. At the same time, a contracting Chinese economy will trigger volatility in global commodity prices and financial shocks across emerging markets. When China sneezes, the world catches pneumonia.
1. Optimistic. Soft landing. The administration abandons its obsession with total control, revitalizes the private sector, and the economy transitions into a lower growth but sustainable consumption-driven model. 2. Pessimistic. Nationalist explosion. Seeking to conceal economic collapse, the regime diverts public attention through a military intervention a move that could trigger a third world war. 3. Neutral. Japanification/lost decades. China does not collapse, but its growth comes to a complete standstill. Like in the 1990s, it enters a prolonged period of zombie economy stagnation under the weight of massive debt and an aging population. A slowdown that could last for decades. The Chinese government had a deal with its people. Give up your freedom and we will give you prosperity. For 40 years, that agreement worked. But now wealth is evaporating and only repression remains. Nationalism does not put food on the table, nor does it fill pension funds. What makes a country truly rich is not concrete blocks, but the free, productive people inside them, people who look to the future with hope. The China miracle is dead, and the world must prepare to avoid being buried under the rubble.